أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أو كص وعليكم السلام أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين يكاد البرق يخطف أبصارهم كلما أضاء لهم مشوا فيه وإذا أظلم عليهم قاموا ولو شاء الله لذهب بسمعهم وأبصارهم إن الله على كل شيء قدير يا أيها الناس اعبدوا ربكم الذي خلقكم والذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون. All right, Jibrail. Can you please turn down the volume of your television? Yeah, in the background, I am hearing some noise. I'm not sure some people are conversing with each other like that. Yeah, it's better now. Jibrail, you can read now. First say the A'udhu Billah again because yeah. But we were talking outside of the Quran, so it's better to say A'udhu. Yeah, yeah. Look, you have to be careful. If it was double zabr, it we would have said taun. But since it is double pesh, it is tun, not taun. And similarly, it is dun, not down. You have to be careful. So please read from here again. Stretch the fee for 2 seconds. Small one is there. Okay. Awlama. Awlama. No. Bina. Yes, yes, yes. Obviously. All right. Good job. Okay, Aziza, your turn now. Say A'udhu Billah first. No, no, you were correct beforehand. On the second time, you made a mistake. It is idgham here. Read from here again. All right, good job. Sadaqallahul Azim. Did you read two pages or one page? Oh my God, only one page. Continue reading then. You have to stretch. You have to stretch the ya for 2 seconds. Come on. Yeah. Good job. Sadaqallahul Azim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Alif Lam Mim, only Allah knows its meaning. There are some certain letters before, in the beginning of some of the surahs of the Quran, like Yasin, like Taha, like Alif Lam Mim, like Alif Lam Mim Ra. Similar, there are some, and Noon. So these are some of the special letters which which we read in the beginning of some of the surahs. Not all surahs, but some of the surahs. These are called muqatta'at letters. Only Allah knows the meaning of this. Alif Lam Mim is one of those muqatta'at letters. There is no doubt or error in this book, the Quran which Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam recites to you. In it, in it is guidance for those with taqwa, which means that it is a means of guidance for those with taqwa. For those who carry out what they are commanded to do and who abstain from what they have been forbidden. What is the meaning of taqwa? Taqwa means to abstain from doing sins, to prevent yourself from doing sins, and to do good deeds. This is what taqwa is all about. So, the first principle, the first requirement in order to get or gain guidance from the Holy Quran is to be a muttaqi, to have taqwa, to have self discipline. In other words, you can say self discipline, that you have to discipline yourself, that you are not going to commit any sins intentionally, and you are going to do good deeds. And that is how you will be able to receive guidance from the Holy Quran. Those with taqwa are they who have iman. Alright, so the first requirement of a person who is self disciplined or who is a muttaqi is that he has iman. Iman means faith, who believe in the truth of the unseen. Okay, so he believes in the unseen. What is the unseen? Everything mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah, in the hadith of the Prophet. Whatever is mentioned and we cannot see that, those things, that is in the unseen. So, first of all, Allah is the unseen. We cannot see Allah in this world. The Qiyamah, the day of judgment, is the unseen. Until the day of judgment occurs, we cannot see it, we cannot witness it. We will only be able to witness it when it actually happens. What the condition in the grave, whatever happens inside the grave, we cannot know before dying. We cannot see the angels, that is also the unseen. The jinns also are one of part of the unseen. Afterlife is completely unseen. Paradise, hell is completely unseen. So, everything which is not seeable, or which we cannot see yet, but it is mentioned in the Quran and Sunnah, that is part of the unseen. So, we have to have faith in the unseen in order to have taqwa. And establish salah. They regularly perform salah, ensuring that all its conditions are fulfilled. Now, one is offering prayer or reading the prayer. That is a totally different thing. And is you have to establish the salah. How do you establish the salah? First of all, you have to know the laws of salah, the principles of salah, the do's and don'ts of salah. So, your clothes should be clean. You have to be yourself clean. If you become dirty or unclean because of some certain conditions of human body, so for example, if a person is having wet dreams, he has to know how to perform ghusl. He has to know how to do Islamic bathing. So, first of all, you have to put water in your mouth, and you have to gurgle it, and then you have to throw it out. Then you have to put water inside the nose, and you have to shake your nose a little bit, and so that the water goes inside the soft bone inside the nose, and yet then you have to throw the water out from your nose and clean your nose completely so that it is wet. It should not be dry. And then the third condition is you have to wash the whole of your body, not even a small ounce, not even a small centimeter of your body should remain dry. You have to rub your hands all over your body from here to toe, every part of your body thoroughly, including your private parts, so that your body is not dry and you are completely clean. And that is how you do the Islamic bathing. You have to meet these three conditions in order to perform the Islamic bathing, and then after that you will be able to touch the Quran or offer salah and or any other thing. So uh, then your clothes should be clean. You have to properly know the timings of the prayer. You have to offer the prayer according to the correct timings. It should not be outside the timings. It will not be accepted in that manner. Fourth thing, you have to face the Qibla, the direction of the Kaaba, when offering the prayers. Fifth thing, you have to know the Tajweeds, how to pronounce the words properly, whatever you are reading in the Salah. Instead of saying Alhamdulillah, if a person say Alhamdulillah, the meaning will be changed. His prayer will be nullified. He has to return. So we have to be careful what we are reading and how we are pronouncing the words which we are reading. Then you have to look downwards on the floor when you are offering the prayer. You have to be focused inside the prayer. You cannot move your body or shake your body during the prayer. You have to know how to perform the ruku and the sujood properly. You have to know the meanings of the words which you are reading. That's an advanced stage. But if you are not able to understand Arabic language itself as a language, then at least you have to know the translation of the words which you are reading. In the salah, in the prayer, we praise Allah. We say the greatness of Allah. Secondly, we recite the Quran. Quran is the instruction manual of how to live your life. So if we want to benefit from the Quran, we have to know the meanings of the Quran as well, at least the translation, at least the deeper meanings of the translation of the Quran. We should know that, so that when we are reciting the verses of the Quran during the Salah, we are understanding what is being said. And it should be affecting our soul. It can only affect our mind and body and soul if we understand the meanings. And then after that, the durood Ibrahimi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin, this one. Now, why should we recite the durood? Why should we read the durood? Because we love our Prophet. Because this is because of our Prophet, because of his sacrifices, because of his relatives' sacrifices, his companions and dear friends' sacrifices, that today we are Muslims. So Islam reached to us because of him. So that is why he deserves our salutations. He deserves our love and praise. That is why we recite the durood. Now, how can we know that he has sacrificed a lot for us? By studying his seerah, by studying his life. So when we study the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then only we will be able to appreciate his hardships and whatever sacrifices he made, and then only we will be able to follow his footsteps, and we will be able to follow his examples. Because in order to follow someone, you have to know how he lives. You have to know his lifestyle. Okay, then only you can follow him. So if a person wants to follow a superstar, he will watch his movies and his songs, and then he will try to follow his trends, whatever clothes and whatever style and whatever brand he is wearing, he will imitate him. Similarly, if a person wants to follow his Prophet, he has to know the life of the Prophet first. How can we do that? We can read books, we can go attend sermons, we can go listen to the Islamic scholars talking about the Prophet's sallallahu alaihi wasallam's lives, and only then onwards we can understand the life of the Prophet. Then we can follow him, and then after that, when we recite the durood, our eyes will be full of tears, because all of the events in his life will be running through our vision, through our imagination, because we will be well read and we will be well studied about the Prophet. And that is why during the Salah, when we will recite the durood or read the durood, all of his life events will go through our eyes, and we will start weeping, and we will start having tears and have strong feelings and bond and emotions towards our Prophet and towards our God. So that is why we will be able to perform the salah with khushu. And then the fourth and the last element of salah is the dua, the prayer. Why do we make dua? To show humbleness, to show humility, because everything is in the control, in the hands of Allah. So no matter how much we try to achieve anything or to do anything, if Allah wills, then only that thing will happen. So in Islam, it is the instruction that you have to put all of your efforts. You cannot say that Allah will do this. So if Allah is the doer of everything, I will not prepare for the exams, and the exams will be and I will score A plus grade without putting any effort. No, Islam does not say this. Islam says you have to put all of your efforts, but you have to make dua to Allah as well. You have to be humble. You have to have full confidence in Allah. And then after having confidence in Allah, then you have to have confidence in your own efforts and self. But you cannot say, if you achieve anything, you cannot say that I achieved this thing. No, you did your effort, but it was Allah whose will was according to your effort. So it was Allah who willed it, and then that thing happened. So these are the four elements of salah. Number one, the praise of Allah. Number two, the recitation of the Quran with understanding. Number three, the reading of the Durood with understanding and deep knowledge of the life of the Prophet. And number four, the proper knowledge of dua, why we are making the dua, and the concept of Tawheed, and the concept of this, that everything is under the control of Allah. When all of these elements are combined, and when all of the laws and principles are practiced, then the salah is established, and then that salah can change our character. If we are only reading the salah without understanding and without fulfilling the conditions, then that salah will not change our character. There are many people around the world who just read the prayers, but their character and their life is not changed and transformed. And that is why secular people, when they see that this person is reading the prayer, but still his character is not changed, then they say salah is useless. But Allah forbid, salah is not useless. It is the person who is not reading and establishing the salah. He is only reading the salah. He is not establishing the salah. All right? So if a person say min, 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 these min, min, min words are meaningless. But if a person truly understands the words which he is saying, الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. If a person truly understands the meanings of these words, الذين, those people, يؤمنون, who believe, بالغيب, in the unseen, ويقيمون الصلاة, and establish their prayer, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ, and they spend whatever wealth we have given them in Allah's way. When a person truly understands the meanings of these words and then recites this verse during the salah or outside the salah, then this verse will affect his heart and mind and soul, and then he will truly understand the meaning of the verse, and then he will try to follow that, yes, I want to be a muttaqi. I want to be a person who seeks guidance from the Quran. I want to be the beloved of Allah, and that is why I will try my level best to have strong belief in the unseen. I will try to establish the salah. I will learn how to offer the salah properly and establish it properly. I will try to learn the meanings and the laws and the principles, how to become clean, and then I will spend whatever wealth Allah has given to me in His way. And if a person truly understands it, then he will be truly establishing the salah, and then when he will recite the Quran, it will change his character. Are you getting my point, both of you? Those with taqwa are they who believe in what has been revealed to you in the Quran. To you means to Muhammad. So whatever has been revealed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Quran, they believe in it. And what has been revealed before you in the Torah, the Injil, and other divine scriptures, and they are convinced about the reality of the Akhirah. All right. The Torah, Injil, and Divine. We understand this portion, the Quran, but what about Torah, Injil, and Divine Scriptures? The Torah, which was revealed on Prophet Musa alayhi salam, was the true word of God. But it is not present in this world anymore because the Jews have changed it. The Injil, which was revealed on Prophet Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, the true book of Allah, was Injil. Bible is not the book of Allah. It has been changed and modified by the Christians. The divine scriptures which were revealed on other prophets, like Psalms was revealed on Prophet Dawood alayhi salam. The Zabur, in English we call it Psalms. In Arabic we call it Zabur. So Zabur was revealed on Prophet Dawood. Now, the original book Zabur, which was revealed on the Prophet Dawood alayhi salam, we believe in it. That's the true word of Allah. But it is not present in this world anymore. The Christians and the Jews have changed these scriptures. And that is why it does not mean, according to this ayah, we are going to follow their religion. Not at all. Not at all. This is not the true meaning. The meaning is that we believe in the books which were revealed on those prophets, not on the present fabricated, modified books. Are you getting my point? Okay, now Akhirah is also the part of the unseen, but why it has been mentioned separately in a separate verse, where in the previous verse it has been mentioned people who believe in the unseen. Why Akhirah is mentioned separately? The reason is that I will just explain this point through an example. Suppose if a person does a crime, if a person murders anyone, now in the laws which are made by man, in the society, in the world which we are living in, there are many loopholes in the system. There are many murderers and there are many criminals who just cheat the system. They run away from the country, they hide their crimes, or they are too meticulous, they are too experts in doing the crimes that they are not punished by the government or by the judiciary because there is no evidence against them. Have you ever heard about such cases, Jibrail or Aziza? Yeah. So the thing is that there are many criminals who can run away from the punishment of this world. However, at the day of judgment, nobody can run from Allah. You can run from humans, you can cheat the system of man-made systems in this world, but you cannot cheat Allah. You cannot deceive Allah. Allah cannot be deceived. He sees everything. He knows everything. And He has the power to grab and capture and punish everything, everyone, everybody. So, if the concept of Akhirah is instilled in our hearts with great conviction and great strength and great iman and strong faith, then a true mu'min, a true believer who will truly believe in the Akhirah, he will not go near the sin. So in Islam, yes, there are Islamic punishments. So for example, if a person steals anything, his hands are cut. This is one of the punishment of Islam. And the seculars and the Westerners, they say that Islamic punishments are very strict, they are inhumane. But in reality, they are humane. Because number one, throughout the Islamic history, if you see that whenever the Islamic law was established, wherever it was established, what would happen? A person would commit a crime, for example, steal anything, and after witnesses were gathered and after the crime was established that this person did do the crime and it was not out of need, he was not a needy person who wanted to feed his family, he was a greedy person despite of having enough wealth that he could feed his family, out of greed he stole that thing, then his hands are cut. Number one, if a person is needy and if he steals anything, his punishment or her punishment is not cutting the hands according to Islam, because the government is responsible to feed that person. he comes under, that is a different scenario. But if a person is greedy, if his needs are fulfilled, but still he steals, then Islam punishes that person. Number one. Number two, whenever, wherever the Islamic punishments were practiced, it was not that there was a kind of a genocide, or the government would cut hands of every second person or every 10th person in the population, and there were people walking and moving without hands and limbs. Not at all. This was not the case. The thing is that Islamic law is, Islamic rule is that whenever punishment is being practiced, a group of believers should be there to witness this. So it is outside. It is not inside a room, but the punishment is established outside so that everybody could witness it, and the fear of punishment is instilled in the hearts of the believers. So if one person's hand were cut because of the Islamic justice, because he committed a crime, for decades nobody in that area would steal anything. So because of the Islamic punishments, the crime rate was almost zero in the whole Islamic empire. If you study the history, it is well maintained in the historic records that the crime rate was almost 0% in the whole Islamic empire, wherever the Islamic world was and wherever the Islamic law was being established. So fear of punishment is a great deterring thing, which can deter a person from committing a crime. So the thing is that the fear of the punishment of akhirah is far greater if a person is well disciplined, if a person's Islamic education is proper, if he has full faith, and if he understands the meanings of the words which we are reading, and if he studies the seerah properly, and if he establishes prayer, and if he recites the Quran properly, the fear of the punishment of the akhirah will be instilled in its heart, and then inshallah he will not be able to commit sin so easily. Are you getting my point, Jibrail and Aziza? So that is why human punishments are not effective. Human laws are not effective. But if a person is a true mu'min, a true believer, and Islamic laws are being practiced, and if he understands Islam properly, then he will not go near to the crime. So that is why akhirah is mentioned separately to emphasize its importance. That although it is also the part of the unseen, but it is very much important. This concept of akhirah is very, very important, so that we can understand, and we can keep it in our mind always, so that we don't go near the sin. Inshallah, meet you tomorrow. Wish you best of luck. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.